Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Neda. I am Neda, and this is the history of zombies in books. Zombies originated in Haiti folklore. Their version of a zombie is quite different from what we see in our modernized literature and movies as the horror fantasy novels that we see in our era. The Haiti version of zombie was a mythological ideal in their religion, which was a dead body that was reanimated by a sorcerer through magical practice of voodoo. So the word zombie is not actually what they use. It's zubai. The word zombie was first used by Robert Southey in his poetry in 1891, referring to the Afro-Brazilian rebel leader named Zubai. The first book covering the topic was The Magic Island by William Seabrook, which was published in 1929. It is based on the author's experience with the Haitian voodoo culture. He describes the zombies as soulless human corpses that are still dead, but taken from the grave and endued by sorcery with a mechanical semblance of life. It is a dead body which is made to walk and act and move as if it were alive. The modernized version of zombie is a dead body that is reanimated due to scientific experiments and methods such as couriers, fungus, radiation, mental diseases, parasites, and other scientific accidents that are said in those stories. Well, we don't exactly get the modernized zombie first. We do get Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is quite close to what we see in the modern times. Frankenstein was published in 1818. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is the story of a young scientist who experiments with different dead bodies and takes their different parts of their limbs and make a new creature through science. This creature, when we see this creature, we read from his perspective, and he's very intelligent and he can talk like everybody else. Everyone is very scared of him and they hide from him. So he decides to hide from everybody else to learn about the how he should be. So he learns how to speak by just watching everybody else and listening to them. And it's not very a horror story, but we still get the zombiness of it, like a man-made creature where people are scared of this creature. The creature is not that violent. There are accidents that happen, and it's just made him horrific because he's made out of different body parts and put together. He's quite intelligent. He asks the scientist to make him a new wife so he doesn't have to be alone. And that just says that he also has feelings. This isn't quite there yet for the modernized zombie that we see in our literature that are out there now. The next literature that we talk about is H.P. Lovecraft's short stories called Herbert West-Reanimator. It was published between October 1921 to June 1922. It is one of the first depictions of the modernized zombie, where the zombie is scientifically made. In the story called From the Dark, the main character goes to Miskatonic University and discovers that the human body parts can be restored and starts to experiment with dead bodies. He brings back all these dead people back to life, yet these dead bodies, such as the dead people, are mute and they're quite violent. They don't call them zombies in this series, but they do have the exact characteristics of what we see in the zombies in the modern literature and movies and art, basically. In the 1950s, EC Comics called Tales from the Crypt by George A. Romero features the avenging of the undead. It has the horror and the weird scientist and the undead being created by science story. We start to see more of zombies in film than literature in the 1960s. In 1968, Night of the Living Dead is the one that is most influential in the concept of any literature and cinematic film that is bringing zombies to the arts. These monsters are hungry for human flesh and eat human brains. We don't get the scientific explanation for the zombie origins in this movie until we get Resident Evil video games in the 1990s. The Resident Evil zombies are biological weaponry and genetic manipulations that are kind of a horror zombies to get mankind and take over. You can always correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sorry. I haven't played those games. I did watch the movies in the 2000s. So going back to literature, after William C. Brooks' The Magical Island, in 1976, there's the series of Illuminatus by C. Robert and Wilson Anton. So Volume 3, Leviathan, in a festival, the bodies of heroes and villains are sent to an underwater plateau, which are then returned to life as zombies. In 1983, Anthony Pierce wrote The Dragon on a Pedestal, where there is a protagonist, female zombie, wanting to marry a human. And then we get Steve Perry's Conan in Conan the Defiant, published in 1987. Conan's companion is a beautiful zombie. So now we get to romantic zombies. Obviously, in the 1990s and the early 2000s, we get the Resident Evil adaptations in the books from the games. And then we get the movies. In 2006, Stephen King wrote Cell, where anybody talking on a cell phone after a particular event, they become an aggressive, bloodthirsty zombie. In 2007, Max Brooks wrote World War Z. The survivors are telling the story of a zombie apocalypse in this book. In 2009, Seth Grahame Smith wrote Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Yes, this is based on Jane Austen's book Pride and Prejudice, but it has zombies in it. We go from horror to romance very fast. In conclusion, zombies were originally the undead brought back by Haitian religion voodoo in the Haitian mythology, where the Americans and the British took that idea and turned the zombies into a horrific creature created by the crazy scientist, the mad scientist. And in the 2000s, the literature with zombies are about either romantic zombies or apocalyptic zombies. So yeah, that was my video about history of zombies. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please press the thumbs up button. And if you would like to see more of my content, please press the subscribe button. And thank you for watching. I will see you in another one. Bye.